Looks like David final form. We've got a good start off pole position there. We've got Trying to Plague in second, Hoodlum in third, we've got Nodder in fourth, and Johnny Soccer in fifth position. David final form looking to extend his winning run to 6 races, not the 5 that I thought it was before. 6 races. Trying to Play looking to extend his winning run to 3. So we've got 35 laps in the NAMI on Cannon Hill main circuit. David final form not pulling away straight away from Trying to Plague. He is all over the back of him there, so it looks like we're going to get a good battle between these two. As they start to settle into the race, they're on lap 3 of 35. David final form planted it on pole position. It was very close between him and Trying to Plague. We have seen quicker times from both of these guys in practice and from Trying to Plague in previous races and qualifyings. So we do know he's got the pace here. He's also done 2 races in a row before this one. But David final form has built a little gap here, not much though in this lap. Trying to Plague still within touching distance there. Do not forget about Hoodlum there in 3rd place. We've got Nodder in 4th and Johnny Soccer in 5th position. So it's all about, mostly about this wall here. If you catch this wall, you get stuck onto it and it slows you right down. So you have to avoid that for 35 laps if you are in a racing battle. Looks like Trying to Plague and David final form are in one right now. So I'll just ride on board with Trying to Plague. Currently on a 39.699 in this race. He improves that to a 39.472. David final form on a 39.417. Nodder on a 40.1. Johnny Soccer 41.4 and Hoodlum on a 39.695. He's not fallen away entirely from this lead battle either between Fat David final form and Trying to Plague. So let's see if he can get himself involved as the race goes on. I'm doing well, thank you, Aaron Teddem. Oh, just went on Nodder there and he looks like he has hit the tyres or the wall there. That slowed him down. That's put him further back away from Hoodlum. David final form's gap in first position has extended here over Trying to Plague, but still plenty of racing left to do. Trying to Plague going a lot closer to the barrier there than David final form does. But there is your top 3 in the screen there. David final form, Trying to Plague and Hoodlum, your top 3 at the moment. Got Nodder running in 4th position, and there is Johnny Soccer in 5th place. Thank you, Johnny Soccer, for being able to make this one. I'm not sure if you had to rush back or anything. I appreciate you being here anyway. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you, mate. Doing good, thank you, Aaron. As we're on lap 7 of 35 now, the gap is getting bigger and bigger as the laps go by between 1st and 2nd and 2nd and 3rd. But we'll see what happens as we get towards the mid stages of the race. David final form on an absolute mad winning streak at the moment. Can't remember the last time he finished anywhere but on the top step of the podium. Hoodlum building consistency the last few races as well, getting some podiums for himself. There we are, leaders. David final form, Trying to Plague, Hoodlum just there in the purple. The gaps stayed similar this lap around. Ooh, Nodder just got some damage there. I'm not sure what happened to him. He's fallen far away there from Hoodlum. So he'll need to, well, he'll be hoping something happens to any of these front guys for him to gain any more positions there from 4th place. We'll see what the lap times are at the moment. David final form on a 39.212. That's the fastest lap we've seen in any of the races so far this evening. Did see him do a 39.1 in practice. Let's see what he does as he goes across the line. No improvement there. Trying to plague on a 39.399. Hoodlum is on a 39.695 at the moment. Boys Nodder on a 40.008. See what Johnny Soccer's on, a 41.320. So on lap 11 of 35 now. There's the gap between first and second. Already at about, what is it? Let's have a look. We'll select trying to play his car and we'll see the gap between him and David Final Form are about 2 seconds at the moment. 2 to 3 seconds between first and second place. Hoodlum there in third in the purple. We are using the Namis today on Cannon Hill main circuit. There is Nodder in fourth position. Who is going to be the next man to beat David Final Form? We may find out next week if we do have any races run. Maybe the week after, if anyone can take that crown from him. The gap is building lap after lap between first and second place. Also the gap building between second and third. So no battles on track at the moment. You can pretty much see everyone there apart from Johnny Soccer in the picture. Let's follow David Final Form around for a bit. Becoming iconic, this blue and yellow colours that he likes to use on a lot of his vehicles. Seeing it again here on his Nami. Like in the livery from Trying to Plague. Hoodlum again with the purple that we saw yesterday. Yeah, the gaps are getting wider and wider. Not really many mistakes are being made by these top three drivers. Johnny Soccer here running in the 5th position. Let's see if David Final Form has reached the 0.1 barrier. Yes, he has. 39.154. Fastest lap we've seen so far today. Can he get those 38s? Or will that be a step too far for David Final Form? Gap at about 3 seconds now between first and second place. Lap 15 of 35. Seems like David Final Form is now in that flow state, not making any errors, just getting those laps in. He goes across the line again with another very quick time of a low 39, I believe that one was. Bit of a lonely race here from Nodder and Johnny Soccer. So there is the first and second gap. There is third position there, Hoodlum. So it wouldn't be a bad return for Trying to Plague with 2 wins and a second place today. Very good return from a day's racing for him, if he can stay in this position. David, final form, his only race of the day, but if you do one and win one, that's all you really need to do to maintain your ELA and your power ranking score. There's Hoodlum there in third position. The gap nearly the length of the straight between David Final Form and Trying a Plague. David Final Form still on that 39.154. Just passing the halfway stage now. David Final Form about to lap Johnny Soccer. I'm not sure what David Final Form hit there, but it slowed him down a little bit. Yeah, Johnny Soccer being lapped for the first time this race. Johnny Soccer will allow David Final Form to overtake. As well are on lap 19 of 35. David Final Form in first, Trying to Plague second. Hoodlum here in third position. Then we get here to Nodder in fourth. Yeah, we'll be doing these Revline ranked races most Mondays and Tuesday nights. Had some really great racing so far in the first 2 weeks of doing this. You get some races like this that spread out a little bit and there's not much action, but we've had plenty in other races, that's for sure. In that first week, we did the European Rallycross. We did Fincross Main Reverse. They were good races. Yesterday, we did Savlak Sandpit Main Circuit Reverse. We had some good races on there as well. Had a good race earlier on today for a second position between Tyrone and Bouncy. Tyrone winning out on that one. But this one is pretty spread out throughout the field. Ooh, Johnny Soccer. Slightly hit there by Trying to Plague, but not enough to cause a position change between those two. The Trying to Plague will regather himself after that slight incident and he will carry on his race. All the while, David Final Form extending that lead over second place. Will he be searching for that elusive 38 time or even a 39.0? Lap 22 of 35, last race of the evening. I appreciate everyone that stuck around and watched all the races today, all the participants as well. The grids are small, but everyone is getting to race who wants to participate in Wreckfest 2 clean racing. Looking forward to the future where we'll have fuller grids, more competition. But yeah, we've had a great time doing these so far, so yeah, I appreciate everyone who has been watching. Have a check-in on Nodder. Currently running in the fourth position. He had a great race with Hoodlum yesterday on the Savlak Sandpit Main Circuit Reverse. Ultimately, Nodder won out on that one after Hoodlum went a tumbling. Hoodlum winning that battle this time around. Trying to Plague now nearly 8 seconds behind David Final Form as we are reaching the closing stages of this race, lap 24 of 35. There is Hoodlum there behind Trying to Plague. Seems like Hoodlum slightly caught up to Trying to Plague, but Not really enough laps unless something happens to Plague. David Final Form still on that 39.154. Got that earlier on in the race. The fastest time we've seen all day. We'll ride on board with our leader for a lap or two. There he is. Ooh, just improved his time as we ride it on board with him there. A 39.105 from David Final Form. Getting ever closer to that 39.0 mark. Will he improve it this time around? He will not. Trying to Plague on a 39.355. Ooh, Hoodlum on a good time there. Oh no, commentator's curse. He has got a 39.367. I think that's Johnny Soccer's quickest time of the day, a 40.364. Nodder on a 39.589. Now getting into the rhythm. But here is your leader. Slightly brushed the barrier there. Not really enough to affect his race. So steady there on the throttle. Another very quick time from him. Such a big gap between first and second. About 10 seconds, 11 seconds between David Final Form and Trying to Plague. There is first position, David Final Form. There is second, Trying to Plague. There is third, Hoodlum. Where is Nodder? Ooh, that is not Nodder, that's Johnny Soccer. There is Nodder there. In fourth position. As he laps Johnny Soccer. See what lap David Final Form is on. He's on lap 30 of 35 as we are in the twilight stages of this race. David Final Form stuck it on pole. Trying to Plague, kept close with him for a few laps, and then David Final Form found his rhythm and has been pulling away ever since there in first place, setting the benchmark in the early stages of our Revline ranked races. Who is going to be the first to beat him? There is Trying to Plague in second place, Hoodlum in third, then Nodder here in fourth position, Johnny Soccer in fifth, lap 32 of 35. Is David Final Form going to get that 39.0 before the race is done? We'll follow him for one lap here, see if he gets it. does not get it that time around. 3 laps to go there for the leader, David Final Form. The same now for Trying to Plague. Hoodlum, after initially falling away from Trying to Plague, has found some pace, and the gap has been pretty similar for the last few laps or so. There'll be a podium on his record, beating Nodder and Johnny Soccer. As the leader enters the 34th lap of the race, he will lap Johnny Soccer, and he's close to lapping Nodder also. Nodder's got a bit of damage there. I'm not sure if that's affected his race. Look at that, all his front is slightly caved in. David Final Form going through the last few corners, about to enter the last lap of the race. The final race of the day with this combination, Cannonball main circuit with the Nami. Can he get that 39.0 on this last lap? Looks like Nodder has got decent pace ahead of David Final Form. So I think Nodder probably had an incident that's put him further down there. Looks like David Final Form is slowing down, doing his little celebration lap. There is Johnny Soccer a lap behind, and it will be David Final Form that gets a win with the Nami at Cannonball main circuit. Nice job from David Final Form, Trying to Play, adding a second place to his 2 wins today. There you go, sir. And Hoodlum getting 3rd position in his race today. And then it'll be Nodder here, gets in 4th position. He goes through the second to last corner. He's going to bring that Paulie car home. There we go, Nodder. He will get 4th place. And Johnny Soccer will be our final finisher. Where is he? There he is. 15 seconds to go. Johnny Soccer will be our final finisher. And that will be that. Good race in there. Good win there from David Final Form. Trying to Plague in 2nd. And Hoodlum, that is your podium for the last race of the evening.